morning friends, welcome to Vlogmas day 6. Cheers. I'm getting towards the end of my morning coffee now, but I just wanted to start off the vlog and just open up to you a bit about some things. I wanted to start a conversation about this very specific autistic struggle that I'm having at the moment, which is mornings. It's very common for autistic people to struggle with transitions, and the way that that is showing up for me at the moment, or one of the ways, is that I am really struggling with the transition of starting my day. Just mornings in general. The transition of going from the state of being in my pyjamas in bed, in the process of waking up, to all of the tasks that need to be done to get me to a point where I'm actually actively being in my day. So like, I have to go downstairs and make my breakfast, which is a task in and of itself at the moment, executive functioning wise. And make my coffee and eat those things and get changed out of my pyjamas and into my clothes, and that has always been a struggle for me, even since I was a child. As an autistic person, getting dressed in the mornings has always been a struggle to me, to the point where my mum, when I was little and I was going to first school, would put a laminated list on my bedroom wall in the order of clothing item that I needed to put on first to last, so that I could get dressed. And now as an adult, what I do usually is get all my clothes out the night before, all my undies out, everything, so that it makes that process easier for my brain. But yeah, basically at the moment, while I'm in autistic burnout still, I say still, I don't like to use the word still because it's been 2 months. I don't know how long it's going to be that I'm in autistic burnout, but I do know that I am gradually getting better. So I'm going to stop using the word still. While I'm in autistic burnout, all of these types of functioning abilities are much harder for me. And so that means that at the moment, mornings are really challenging. Another thing that's been really affected by autistic burnout for me is how easily overwhelmed I am, and that definitely comes into play in the mornings as well, because my brain knows that I've got to do these things, and that they're hard for me at the moment. And it just creates such overwhelm to the point where I'm emotional, and I'm just like, right now I'm emotional because this whole morning process it just feels like a massive obstacle to be able to get from the point of lying in my bed when I wake up to being an active participant in my day. And yeah, that's just genuinely, honestly, something that is really affecting me at the moment. And I really don't mind to share that online. Like, I really don't mind to share these like challenges and emotional difficulties and neurological difficulties and stuff like that on YouTube. I really don't mind. But I genuinely don't like starting off the vlog with it. But it's the morning and that's what's happening in my morning, so yeah, just using my Stimags to stim. And yeah, I was just thinking about like putting on a brave face for the camera and stuff, and I just don't have the energy to, so I'm teary. I'm finishing my coffee, This is what disability looks like for me. It's nearly 1 p.m. and I'm still in my pyjamas and I'm crying and my bed is not made, and at least I've fed myself. That's an accomplishment. I'm gonna make my bed and get dressed now because I know I'll feel better. Okay, I'm dressed. My bed is made, my teeth are clean, and now I'm at the stage where I can participate in my day. I might not look that different because I chucked this jumper on this morning because I was so cold in my bed. But this is my favourite cosy, comfy, loose, warm jumper. And it's the perfect length for me to just be able to wear my leggings and a big baggy t-shirt underneath. It's like my most sensory friendly outfit that I have. And now I'm gonna make a decision about what to do next. It's a really beautiful day outside today. I'm sure it's still absolutely freezing cold, but it's actually sunny today. So I do really want to go for a walk, but I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. It's so challenging. And I just hear in my head the things that neurotypical people would say about, like, just do it. Like, what's stopping you? Just do it. And it's really not that simple, and I feel like it's incredibly difficult to describe what that barrier is that's in the way of me just doing it. Unless you've experienced it, you're probably not going to be able to know what it's like, even if I tried to describe it, but it's very much there today. I do feel like some days burnout affects me a lot more than other days. This is definitely one of those days, so I'm just gonna do as much as possible to look after myself. I also am completely aware that I'm anxious about going to the doctors in the morning. I have a general appointment with a nurse, but that's not what I'm anxious about. I actually also need to ring when they open in the morning and try and get an appointment because I'm going there for the nurse anyway. So I feel like I may as well try and make my appointment for tomorrow with the doctor as well. Hopefully for the morning, so that I can just do it all within the space of a couple of hours. And that whole process of being on the phone to them and being on hold and being in the queue and waiting for them to answer the phone and then trying to explain myself as to why I need an appointment and then trying to follow what they're saying and process the information of if they're giving me an appointment or not and what time the appointment is and all of these things. It's just such an awful process. And I'm anxious about that because I know that it's coming in the morning. I'm also aware that as soon as I go downstairs, I'm gonna see the dishes building up in the sink and the fact that the dishwasher is still full of clean stuff and needs to be unloaded. And I just don't have the capacity for that right now. But my autistic self hates when the kitchen is dirty. Not even dirty, but when the kitchen is like, when there's stuff to be done, like when the dishwasher needs to be unloaded and reloaded. I really struggle to get anything else done when that's in that state. So I know as soon as I go downstairs, that's just gonna frustrate me. But I think I might just have to try my best to ignore it for now and get myself outside. But it's really, really hard today. You know, it does make me think about some of the things that I've learned in the last however many years that I've been on kind of a bit more of a spiritual path. Like, it makes me think about all of the concepts, especially in Eastern religions and traditions and stuff, when it comes to detaching from the emotional experience. Not detaching from it, but not attaching to it. And I feel like those lessons have benefited me hugely when it comes to being an autistic person and experiencing things like this, because I know that the experience that I'm having right now is not about me. It doesn't mean anything about me. It doesn't mean anything about my ability to cope. It doesn't mean anything about who I am as a person. It doesn't mean anything about my life. What it does mean is that I have a neurological type that brings challenges. But what being on kind of a more spiritual path has taught me is that when those challenges bring up challenging emotions, I can feel those things without making them mean anything. So I can feel the frustration and the sadness and the overwhelm of experiencing the morning that I've had today, and not make it mean that my life is awful, or not make it mean that I'm not worthy of anything, or not make it mean that I'm incapable, or not make it mean that I'm never going to be able to do any of these things. Because it doesn't mean that, because these things are so temporary and emotions are temporary, and my capacity constantly fluctuates, and that doesn't mean that I'm any more or less autistic on any given day, but it just means that there are so many circumstances, internal and external, that affect my capacity. That's not a positive or negative thing, it just is. And I think because of those mindsets, and because of seeing myself and life in that way, I'm able to experience the challenges that come with these neurotypes of autism and ADHD, and not let the challenges affect my actual mental health. And I'm really proud of myself for that, because it's taken me a long time to get to this point, and I'm really proud of myself for being able to operate from that place. So yeah, it's a hard day, but it's not a hard life. Life is beautiful, and I'm grateful for it every day. How cool are slinkies though? It's the little things. Let's get outside. It's time. Hey friends, so Cyrus and I just got back from our really nice walk. I'm really glad I went out, and I pushed myself to get out. It was very cold, but also very beautiful. So we just got back, and I'm gonna start cleaning and tidying the kitchen. But I just discovered I have 2 cacti on the windowsill here in the kitchen. and one of them, the pot was empty, and I was like, where's my cactus gone? It was on the floor. It must have died, and this is it upside down. It had snapped off from the base because it was hollow in the middle, which I'm a little bit confused about. If you know anything about cacti and you know why this happened, please let me know, because look how cool he is. It's a bit sad, but he lived a great life. I've had him for, I don't know why his pronouns are he, him. I've had him for, gosh, at least 8 years. So it's a bit sad, but he had a good life. So yeah, now is kitchen cleaning time, and I've got some voice messages to listen to and reply to while I do that. So if you see me speaking into my phone, that's what I'm doing. So if you want to body double with me, pause the video here, go and grab yourself a nice hot cup of tea or coffee or your beverage of choice, and let's get some stuff done. I'll write up on the screen how long this body doubling session is going to be. Let's do some activities together.